All right, guys, Open Map Podcast. We are here today at Gracie Orwell. I am Cody the Sloth Lewis. We got Brad, No Hips, Bukovics. Wearing a brown shirt.
First day.
How's that going, Brad?
Oh, it's the first game of the season. Let's see, you're down 12-6.
Yeah. Brad's been pretty upset.
I'm used to it.
So
Not
it's
losing, but the Browns are losing, yes.
yeah. Shut up. I think I beat you on points once today.
Not even, dude.
So we've been kind of playing around with our training a little bit today. It was a day we kind of switched over to some time limits and points tallying. Because why are we doing that, Brad?
I'm thinking about doing Nogi Worlds.
So
It's in December. Old, and I like to submit people, but it's hard to do in that format.
Yeah.
It does change the game drastically.
I think, yeah.
For points.
I've never been a real great points guy myself. I've always done a little bit better, and not that I've done good in anything really, but I've always seemed to do a little better in a submission-only type setting, and that, it changes things, and like you said, it's harder to submit people in that time limit, so.
Yeah. I mean, they're just looking to grab on and score 2 points and grab on. Actually, one of the guys Tony's training with in Vegas right now, he thought he was up. He was about to win. He thought he was up. He thought he was going to be a world champion, adult world champion, and he had the guy in half guard, and he thought he was up, so he just held him instead of trying to sweep him. So,
And he was actually down.
He's actually down, so he lost, I think, by advantage, actually.
That sucks.
So, yeah. Still took second worlds. So I guess he's a beast. Yeah, he's still pretty good, I guess.
So, just for the record, guys, Brad didn't tap me out all day.
I wasn't trying to.
Oh,
I mean, if I caught something.
He wasn't trying. He wasn't trying to tap me out,
I was
guys.
trying to score points.
So,
I don't think I tapped anybody today.
really?
I didn't tap anybody. No, I tapped Rob. I tapped Rob with it was messed up. I got him Americana. And I like to let him sweep me, and I got someone else tap Americana from the bottom. I don't know.
I got him once, and then I hit a pretty nice corner trap. And then I messed up at the end.
I messed up the Kimura trap today.
But
But I really was trying to back roll over it and try to bar you.
yeah. So we've had a lot of stuff going on. For some reason, I'm really busy, and Brad said it's all my fault that we haven't got a podcast out.
I mean, I'm the talent.
Brad's the talent, so I don't know why he's not doing it without me. But
I don't have the time, honestly, either. I've been so freaking busy, man.
for all our thousands and thousands of fans out there,
For all the millions.
the millions, I'm sorry, millions, I meant to say millions. For all you guys, sorry that we've been MIA, but
Yeah, plan on getting down to Dustin Ware's gym, and
yeah, so I think Brad's gonna go down there by himself because
we might figure out a way for your lazy ass to call in there.
yeah, that's been so there's like some reason in my life I'm kind of busy recently. I don't know why. But I have all these little babies running around, so that's why we haven't had a podcast. But we did have a pretty big event last night, right?
We have UFC.
UFC 242, Khabib, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
How do you say his last name?
Nurmagomedov.
I like to say Khabib, blah blah blah. But that's what I say.
I don't know, but he's a monster.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good. To be fair, I didn't think. I didn't think. I thought Dustin maybe would have had a shot. I just didn't.
He had some. Dude, that guillotine was close.
Yeah, I mean, he had some windows, but before the fight, I thought, Dustin could.
Yeah, before I thought like
I wouldn't be surprised if Dustin won, but
I thought Khabib would get. He kind of takes a break in the third round usually, and it's supposedly a bajillion degrees near cage side, like 100.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, oh, man, there's a shot that Khabib is a little. He looked pretty sucked dry away, and of course he always does. But I thought, well, maybe with that heat, Dustin looked in shape. You know, but then when he came back to the corner on round 2 and he was like, I can't get him off me, I was like, oh, that's not good. He did damn near hit a switch twice.
Yeah.
He damn near hit that guillotine, and he did hurt him in the second round a little bit.
Yeah, and
He made it.
I mean, Dustin's tough. Dustin is a tough
I just
dude.
think if that guillotine was Ferguson on that, he would have switched to Dars.
I think that's
Could have maybe finished.
I think that's the interesting thing after this fight is, one, I know everybody says how dominant Khabib is, which he is, but I think you see a fight like that, and although you may keep Khabib dominated and won the fight and did what he's supposed to do, I think it showed little windows and glimpses of that ways that he's beatable, especially against a style like Tony Ferguson.
I had a couple people that don't. They don't train. He's unbeatable. I'm like, dude, everybody's beatable.
Yeah,
Everybody, even him.
and
You know, like, yeah, he's basically just wrestle fucking you. He holds you down. There ain't shit you can do.
and I think that's the one thing that I don't think you're gonna be able to do that to Tony Ferguson.
Tony's a better wrestler than
I mean,
Poirier for sure.
Tony was a D2, wasn't he a D2 national champ?
Well, I don't know, but I know he's a
What
pretty
do, what,
decent
do you,
wrestler.
what do you know?
I do know he's good at darts, and he was switching the shit to a darts.
he's crazy.
And he just can take punishment.
His leg attacks are like, I mean, he's if he's down on the ground, I think
I think he can work guard on him too.
yeah, I mean,
Not against Cage.
Yeah.
If you notice in the fight, he really didn't shoot from the open that often.
yeah, he does that.
And Poirier kind of like put himself against the cage a little too much. Obviously, a little too much.
Now that being said, like I think Ferguson's style is a great style to beat Khabib.
He's gonna try to back him up.
I still wouldn't be surprised. Ferguson gets hit in almost every single
Oh, yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
You know, so that's. I really hope that's the next fight they make, because one, Tony Ferguson deserves a title shot. Like, there's no reason.
Well, I think even Khabib said that.
Like,
Which I gotta respect him. He's like, he says the next guy that deserves a shot, and he gives him that shot.
yeah,
So,
like,
gotta respect that.
like you can't say there's really anybody else who deserves a shot more than Tony Ferguson right now. And either that fight could be great for the UFC. You got this guy who's going to either come in and beat Khabib, right? Which he could. Khabib could knock him out, which is going to be a way to advertise Khabib as his evolving his striking and stuff like that. Like, that could happen. Or Khabib could just beat him like he just beat Dustin too.
Yeah.
So there's so many.
But he is the only guy right now that I could see that could do anything to Khabib.
Yeah, I mean, and like, I mean, if Khabib goes up in weight, I'd just
He's like, coming back.
yeah. Well, I mean, I would not say any of those guys at 170. I would not count any of those guys at 170 out until I see Khabib at 170.
Yeah.
You know,
Him having this giant size advantage,
because he's a.
that helps.
Where was? Oh, there's an Abu Dhabi. So they didn't do the next day weigh-ins. Or I mean the day.
Day of.
California. Did you see that California released that list?
I didn't see. I heard some guys blew up.
Yeah. They do that, and it was at the Stipe. So we should talk about that too. But we'll finish 240. Let's finish 242 first. Let's finish 242 first.
I thought Barboza.
You thought Barboza won?
I thought he won.
I definitely. I wouldn't. I don't want to say that's a
I
robbery.
didn't hate it. I didn't. Was like, oh
Like people
no. Early in the card, I thought that. What's the guy's name? I actually bet on him.
for Carlos Diego Ferreira.
Yeah, I bet on him because I thought, well, that the dude he fought's like good at low kicks, good at striking, but that Ferreira is like a third-degree black belt. So I mean, he's supposed to be persistent. I didn't see him being. He was persistent like a mother, dude. He just brought it. He put a pace that dude could not handle. I thought they were going to rob him. I think it was a split decision. That has to be the card with the most split decisions. I think there was 3 split decisions.
Yeah, and I don't. It's frustrating. Like,
I thought they were going to rob him. I thought for sure.
but so I like Felder, and I don't want to throw that word out, robbery. Like that's.
Not a robbery, but he definitely. I felt like Barboza.
Yeah, like I think people use that word too much. Like we use that word robbery way too much, and that kind of that kind of makes it where everything's a robbery, right? Like you should say that word for when it really is a robbery.
Yeah.
And that's what.
Blades looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, I think so.
I bet on him. I bet the under on that fight. I thought they had the over under like 2.5 rounds.
Oh, really?
And I was finishing at like 2:38.
Oh,
So
who is?
yeah. It was like just
8 seconds.
Right there. Yes.
So you won that within 8 seconds. That's kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's go to was that 241?
Which one are we talking
Stipe?
about? Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk. I forgot we haven't done any of this. So, because we mentioned like those guys weighed in and stuff like that the next day. Like both Romero and Costa, I think were officially were light heavyweights after the reweigh-ins.
Well, they're giant dudes.
So.
Well, I heard Costa, they don't want Costa to fight in California at that weight anymore.
So yeah, California has this thing where they I don't know what's the wording that they use. They heavily suggest you move up a weight class,
That's what I heard they want him to do.
but it doesn't mean anything. They can't force him.
Yeah.
And
Did he make weight? Yes.
And
Okay.
I don't think he's ever had a weight issue, so I don't think he's ever missed weight. So, like, whatever. If people want weight cutting to stop, it's really easy to do. It's just nobody wants to like
Follows college wrestling system.
right. Just do that. Just set like okay before your fight. Like, and I think doesn't one do something like that?
They do, but there's some weight cutting involved.
Yeah.
You see Gary's like my size,
Yeah.
maybe a little, and he's younger and bigger, a little bigger. Probably the strongest person I've ever locked up with. And he makes 55.
Yeah. And so I mean I don't.
So there's no way he's not cutting weight. Come on, man.
And so
Those guys are cutting weight in a different way somehow.
well, yeah, and there's ways they do it. Like in wrestling, there's ways they do it too. They just cut weight before. So like basically what the system has done that in high school wrestling, which it's giving you it makes your weight cut slower, right? And the thing is which they haven't done in high school, which I'm assuming is going to happen eventually. They weigh these, and I think they do it in college, where every time you have an official weigh-in, it resets your weight loss program. So you can only lose 1.5% of your body weight every week. So like if you wrestled 125 and then you weighed in at 125 and then you were going to go bump up a weight next week and you weighed in at 133, well that would reset your weight loss program and you have to slowly get down to 125. So that's how kind of they do that. But kids who are like really dedicated in wrestling, they cut. They just cut they cut in the fall, like at the end of football season, they do a cut before they take their test. So they cut and they'll overcut a little bit, right? And then they'll hydrate enough just to pass the hydration test.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just what they do. So there's ways around it, but it's a better system than if you're going to complain about it. Like
There's not a whole lot of fixing it.
you know, because I hate the idea where people say go to same day weigh-ins because guys are still going to cut because
They did that way back in the day with
and all it
boxing.
is people
died.
Yeah, that's so.
It just doesn't work.
So if you really want a true way to fix it, the best way to do it is probably, like I said, is probably to use the alpha system that they use in high school wrestling and college wrestling right now. But that was a fun card. You know,
What was on the stupid card?
Derek Brunson, your decision against the Hennish guy. That was
I did well in that card too. I won that one.
And
Because I realized that Hanish guy doesn't really have good wrestling.
yeah,
He could ground pound the bejesus out of you, but his wrestling.
I thought the Costa Romero fight was fun.
Dude, that fight was ridiculous. I thought Romero won, but dude, I would never. That fight could go either.
Yeah, I scored it for Costa. I think I would have been interested to see if it as a 5-round fight because I think Romero was starting.
Romero would have won.
Yeah, because I think he was kind of playing a rope-a-dope a little bit on the cage, trying to get Costa to wear himself out, because Costa hasn't went 15 minutes in a long time, or even ever. And I think it was starting to work, but I think it was a little too late. You know what I mean? I think he turned it on
He did some veteran tricks, and he's been used to fighting in 5-round fights lately. So.
Yeah, so I think it would have been interesting. I thought Diaz looked solid.
It's the smartest I've ever seen him fight. He's always been I always just thought he was really dumb. He'd come out there and fight dumb. You just like to fight. But this time he fought smart.
And he showed how good his jiu-jitsu is, which we knew exactly. But
he used takedowns. But he said what did he say? I've been wrestling D100 wrestlers. Like they're like, what?
He didn't know what D1 wrestling was. He just thought it was D100. You know? But he's got a bunch of guys up there that are training with him that are
good wrestlers now. So he's kind of just kind of get better at it.
And
you know?
they did announce Diaz and Masvidal in
I heard they're gonna make a belt for that.
okay.
I heard they're gonna make a belt. That'd be funny if they did.
I mean, I don't agree with it, but
No, but it'd be funny.
I mean, Nate thinks he has a belt right now, doesn't he?
They should just make a belt.
He thinks, doesn't he think he
I
has
heard the
one?
UFC was gonna do it, but it'd be cool if they did just like gangster belt.
It's like, I think, doesn't he think he has a belt right now?
I know he's crazy. I love it though. They're gonna pay him.
That's a, like, good,
He's finally gonna get what he's worth.
good for both those guys.
Yeah.
Um,
Old G's in the game.
Masvidal, I was actually, I'm really glad they made that fight versus giving Masvidal a title shot. I don't think he's earned a title shot. Just because he had, like, I'm not saying he didn't destroy Ben Askren, but I mean, I don't know if that ever happens again. You know what I mean? Like,
Doesn't matter. He still did it.
yeah, but I don't know if that's enough to say you beat this guy who beat one guy after losing to Damian Maia, and then you deserve to go get a title shot.
No, he beat Till too.
Oh yeah,
Knocked both those fools out.
yeah. I think there's more deserving guys at 170.
I mean, Stipe just kind of like
That was awesome.
he took more shots, I think, than any heavyweight ever.
So what I think is, first of all, crazy. That's fucking insane how much both those guys just took at heavyweight. That both those guys, and we've seen both those guys knock fools out.
Yeah.
So we know those. So that's insane to begin with. I think Daniel gets away with some stuff with the hands, with the fingers extended
Oh, dude.
and reaching, like, and he's so short that works really, really well. Like that's kind of how he leads. He doesn't really lead with the jab. He just falls out there.
Put your face. If you try to bob and weave, he's gonna do this.
Yeah, he follows you, and then he takes his two off of that, right?
Measures you with it, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the new rule was you cannot have your fingers extended, and that's literally all.
They have not disciplined anybody.
So
on
what
that.
he
Nobody.
does, and I guess maybe the way he does to get around it is he just grabs. He basically like grabs, like he's going for like a
They learned that
top,
from John Jones, man.
and it's.
John Jones do that to everybody.
And I don't, and it really, you could tell it really bothered Stipe for a little while.
They
You know?
found that body shot.
Then he kind of figured it out.
Once
And-
he found that left hook to the body, I was like, ooh.
And
You know.
dude, I mean,
It didn't work till it worked. First it was like, it looked like maybe hurt him a little bit. Then you're like, he lands it like 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And started taking his toll.
and everybody's like, well, DC should have taken him down. I'm like, first of all, there's no guarantee he would have been able to take him down at will.
Yeah, he was stuffing some of his takedowns.
Yeah, and I thought
He got taken
Stipe,
down.
yeah.
Stipe took him down.
So I just don't think DC had the gas tank to go with that. So I think that's where, I mean, and I saw a bunch of people on the internet talking about how like Stipe is, overrated, blah blah blah. Dude's fought a lot of tough dudes.
Yeah.
Beat a lot of tough dudes. He's defended the title many times. Then, like, I'm not saying that DC didn't deserve to win that first fight, but it was a pretty blatant eye poke,
Yeah.
It's happened, so, like, Stipe's 2 losses, I think, in the UFC were the Struve, where he had a really blatant eye poke.
Yeah.
And then he slipped on the mat, like, I don't remember, he slipped on a decal.
Yeah, and then he got uppercutted.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that's, and then he lost to DC with an eye poke, and then he avenged that loss. I'm like, dude, you can't really. Brad's shaking his head because the Browns are just so cute.
Dude, they missed about 3 tackles right there.
Brad is very upset, guys. The Browns, you guys are hurt.
D-line was good, the rest of them, garbage.
Garbage.
Hot garbage. Garbage.
So that brings up another little side story. If you guys don't know what Celebrity Cameo is, we're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to get a copy of these videos to put them on our
I should get on there for like 20 cents.
I'll do it for $1. Shoot, we'll do it for
It's
free.
pretty funny,
You
though.
guys want a Celebrity Cameo from Brad and Cody? $1 or free, whichever one you want. So a buddy of ours, Zach Porter, and another buddy of ours, Matt Tiller.
Yeah.
Matt got a couple Celebrity Cameos to talk shit
Oh,
to
dude, that's
Zach.
hilarious.
So we saw a nice little video of Stephen Bonner and was it Tim Silva?
Yeah, Tim Sylvia.
It was
Tim Sylvia was the funniest.
Yeah,
His
Tim-
accent just cracked me
Yeah.
up.
So Tim was like, God is garbage.
He got his garbage.
Takedown sucked too. So it was good.
That shit was just fucking.
So then some douchebag used that idea and made a meme out of it at my expense, which you should probably start putting those on the Open Mat Facebook page.
I'm gonna do that, and I have some more epic stuff.
So guys, on the Facebook page or the
I just haven't
YouTube,
released it yet.
there will be there will be a nice little video of people talking shit on me. So if you like laughing at me, that's coming up. So yeah, what else we got?
Did you watch Kinetics at all?
I did not watch Kinetics.
Oh, it's Uriah Faber's team.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You see how Lachlan Giles ran through the whole team?
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that. Okay, that was a little while ago, right?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, Lachlan Giles.
I mean, their team was going to win. The BJJ
Yeah, but-
Fanatics team was like just so stacked. There was no beating them.
He submitted every single person.
Yeah,
So,
that was pretty awesome. And then we'll see. Dante actually lost on Fight to Win.
oh, really?
Decision. The guy was just kind of off. He wasn't like a better guy. The guy was just kind of off balance now. Dante tried to make it exciting, but it just didn't happen.
That's what I like about Dante. I remember his last fight. He got his last fight to win. I think was that Fight to Win or was that Kasai? I think it was Kasai.
Kasai.
I think he got royally screwed.
He got screwed.
Like
For sure he got
For
screwed.
sure he got screwed. I don't know what the hell happened there,
I mean, he's just so undersized in some of the matches,
but
you know.
Dante's so cool. I mean, I really like Dante. I like his game. I like him as a person. I like his philosophy. So Dante, if you ever see this,
He's a killer.
dude, he's just like. And I remember talking to him after King of the Mat, and he's like, I just want my jiu-jitsu to be good everywhere. I want to be good at everything. I want to be good at points. I want to be good at submission only.
I heard a podcast with him on it. Yeah, I just like he just, he's like talking. He doesn't want to hear about guys making excuses for not working. I'm like, man, that's my boy right there.
Yeah, and that's it.
You know.
You went and saw him at a seminar one time. He was really good. Good dude. I mean, I just huge respect for Dante. Which is funny is like as good as he's been, like as good as he's done in like point stuff, he always tries to go out and make a show, right? He tries that. I think his game does really well in the submission only. We've seen him.
He's got an invite to ADCC too.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yeah, he does.
Which is sick.
So ADCC, yeah, he's got an invite. Oh man, it's just gonna be crazy.
What weight class is he doing? I wonder.
77 kilograms.
That is.
So Gary Tonin, DJ Jackson, Dante Leon, Lucas Leprai,
Jeez.
Renato Canuto.
Is Lucas Lepre doing it?
Yeah, well he's invited.
Okay.
Wagner Rocha, Lachlan Giles,
Wagner's been injured too, I think.
JT Torres.
JT Torres is a murderer.
Like that's fucking insane.
That's a freaking murderer. What?
John Satava, Ross Nichols, John Combs.
I mean,
Dude,
that right there, it's wood.
dude, that's
Okay, let me tell you. When the fucking pay-per-views for UFC are like $80 or like $80 now. I'd pay $80 for that bracket. I ain't paying $80 watching these bullshit cards they're putting out.
and then plus your $10 a month for
Yeah.
ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
But you got me UFC. I fucking have ESPN Plus now.
Yeah, I have it too.
You got me.
You know what? Fuck your pay-per-views.
I think I still have UFC.
And you're paying like fucking 15% of the fighters. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's true. That's you know that did come out.
Like, suck it, man.
20 maybe was it 24% that came out?
Yeah, but like the NFL and they're paying
Yeah,
like
I think
50,
so. I think in
60%.
that antitrust lawsuit I think they said that the UFC.
I wonder if that includes pay-per-view points and all
I
that
think so.
bullshit.
I believe it does.
Well, that's some bullshit.
And then remember that 15%, right, or 24%, whatever it is.
They're like the lowest.
Well, yeah, and then that's all centralized at the top of the.
Yep.
It's not like, hey, it's not like there's a nice minimum salary.
No.
These fucking guys are making. You got guys making good money, and then which are making this like they're getting nice chunks of change. Like imagine just take Connor's money, take Connor's percentage out. That probably drops to 20%. You know what I mean?
At least.
You know, take a couple of these big name guys out. That means those guys, the guys that were like really building up and putting their everything on the line. What was it, Mike Perry? It's almost like looked like his fucking nose went through his brain.
Yeah.
He had $6 in his checking account.
They're gonna be like, well, we did insurance. Well, every other fucking league does the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
We built a PI.
You know.
Oh, good for you, you fuck.
I don't know how to fix it. I really don't, because what you see is
It's gonna take time. Like anything else, it took time for all these other leagues, the players to get together.
and then that's never gonna,
It probably won't happen.
and it's never gonna happen because
But boxing, kind of the same way, I guess.
yeah, and then it's really tough because like
But when you get those motherfuckers over a barrel, like Nate Diaz does,
Yeah.
Nate Diaz has,
He's gonna-
you fuck them.
yeah, he's gonna get paid.
There's no reason not to.
And you know what? I was his post fight interview was the #1 trending video on YouTube.
It should be, because he's funny as shit.
It's okay.
He's fucking pre-fight. He smokes that joint, but it's really not a joint, it's just CBD.
Yeah. He passed all. Oh, there was. Yeah, he did pass all of his drug tests. It just came out. So,
What else we got? What do we got?
so 66 kilograms. So you got Juan Olivarenga, Thomas Halpin, Mickey, Gio, Taquino, Mendez, Miao, Grippo,
That's
Keith Krikorian, Bruno Frazada.
Bruno.
It's just that's crazy.
And there's like, there's certain strategies you can play with this that guys you don't think could beat other guys can beat them.
88 kilograms. Hangers there. You know you like Hanger.
Yeah.
Craig Jones, Kit Dale,
Oh, Kit Dale and Craig Jones in the same bracket, huh?
John Blank, Gilbert Burns,
John Thorblank is a freaking monster, dude.
Matthias
it's like-
Venus.
One of the best guys from 10th.
Dude, these are all. This is Rustin.
Mateus. Yeah.
The Russian dude's gonna be good. Rustin.
Well, yeah. He usually loses in the first round because he's not good at submissions, but he'll take you down like a motherfucker.
99 kilograms. Tim Spriggs. Gordon Ryan moves up. Gordon Ryan went up to 99 kilograms. Keenan is in.
And he went up too, yeah.
Vinny.
Finna make like,
Fucking Vinny Magalash. Lucas Barbosa, Jackson Sousa, Dylan Dan. Dylan Dan is at 88 kilograms or 99 kilograms?
yeah. Hey, he gave Jordan a fucking hell of a match last time.
Yeah. What does he fight at?
I don't know.
99 kilograms, right? Mm-hmm. That's 217, right? 218, about 218 pounds?
He's a big boy.
Doesn't Dylan fight at 170?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So I wonder, maybe he's just like not cutting anything for that.
Yeah, you don't care.
Maybe he thinks he's being a little bit quicker. He has to get to do a little better. I don't know. And then
Jordan a good run last time.
heavyweight, you got Buchecha, Tex Johnson.
Like sound was good.
You know, isn't that guy? Yeah, there's some weird story that came out about him, right?
He got kicked out of Unity.
Yeah, he's been having a run. So
There's something weird with him.
Antonio Braga Neto.
I don't know the guy. I don't know everybody.
Why don't you? Yuri Simoes,
Yuri's, I love him.
Cyborg, Rupert. Yeah.
He's still doing the damn thing.
Antonio Carlos Jr. We know him. He's
Yeah.
a UFC fighter. He's pretty good. Pretty good.
Sweet.
Gabby Garcia's doing the women's.
They smash everybody.
She's pretty big.
There's a guy in King of the Mountain that said he could take her though.
So yeah. So we're talking about Christian.
Dude, I saw a picture of her training with, I can't remember who it was. It was some big guys. And she's still big.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that all that's
Natural.
within the rules of.
Definitely. She's,
So, but that's whatever. It's whatever.
so let's look up those King of the Mountain. If I gotta get out of here in another.
All right, so guys, if you didn't know, so that ADCC is September 28th, and we got King of the Mat coming up in October. That's going to be crazy. It's a 10 grand submission only. I believe Gordon is confirmed, right? That is confirmed.
He said, send him the check.
Yeah, he said send him
He
the
said,
check.
write my name on that check already. Send it to me.
Okay, so we have,
But it's going to be the card stacked.
it is crazy.
And, you know, it's a tournament. Anybody can lose, man.
So if you guys don't know about King of the Mat, me and Brad are doing the commentary. I think Dustin Ware is going to join us for this commentary. We're going to have a third person doing commentary. So that's cool. So we like Dustin. And had a little chat
He's
with
smart. He knows a lot about the competitors, I'm sure.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to do. Why?
Why? Looking at the
Yeah,
competitors.
I had it up and then it just closed and now
Good one, Joe.
now it's being slow. Facebook's just garbage. So I know we have Dante Leon is on there. What the hell's the other guy's name?
How do you not have the list up? How do you not have
It
the list
was up. It was up. I'm sorry. We don't.
Just screenshot it next time.
Well, now I know. Stupid.
You can't get Facebook to work, but I can stream the Browns game over here. Same phone. I think it's a operator error.
Yeah, it's operator error. It's a fucking operator error. So, King of the Mat guys is doing a bunch of good things. Blah, blah, blah. Submission only, 10 minutes. Then they go to eBay overtime rules for that. Brad's actually the 170-pound champ, right?
I am.
Not even old person division, right?
No, I'm sure that last guy Fizz was much younger than me.
Yeah.
Pablo's even younger than me, maybe. Maybe Pablo's a year older than me. I don't know.
So that's going to be great. With there's so many good names. Was it Lucas Leffery's cousin? I think is that.
Yeah.
There's I mean just.
Quitman.
Oh yeah, QPR. That guy's so
He's
good.
sick, man. His legless. He actually did a seminar today.
Oh yeah. It's up by Iron Your Choke, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's such a. I really like this setup. Not just because we've been lucky enough to be a part of it since the beginning when it was here at Gracie Orwell. Now it's at a bigger, better spot.
It's set up like EBI was before they did combat jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
pretty much. Getting bigger and bigger names. Obviously got Gordon Ryan, got the King. Dante's been ruling these. He's been destroying at these, so I wouldn't be surprised if Dante pulls some magic out of his ass and somehow.
I wouldn't. And Dante's game's always been really good there. There's a bunch of great Challenger Series matches there. So like we're gonna see Jeff Mock and Sam McHale. Dude. So Jeff Mock.
I've rolled with Jeff a bunch. He's a freaking ninja, man.
And then we've seen Sam. He looked incredible the first time we've seen him. We've
Yeah.
seen him in a bunch of other stuff before.
It'll be an interesting match at this.
I think
Sam's a little smaller.
Yeah,
for
I don't
sure.
think Sam's cutting anything to make 140. I think Jeff's gonna have to, do a little bit of cutting to make 140. So I'm interested in the side difference. Michael Arrieta, dude, is phenomenal.
It's a stud for sure.
He's got Zach Edwards. Zach Edwards is super tough, but Michael Arrieta's been on fire lately. I think he just won a 170-pound amateur title after winning the 155-pound amateur title. We've seen him at King of the Mat. He gave that. What did he win as a black belt at the last King of the Mat? The tournament, not the Challenger Series, but before that.
The last one,
Not the Challenger
I
Series.
think it was a brown belt.
And he just, but he,
Just a kind of a bigger, stronger guy. Ended up catching him.
so,
Boy, he's tough, dude. He's tough.
he's
Young kid.
Young, he's just getting better and better every time. So every time we see him, he gets better. So it's crazy. And then, so we're gonna have a wrestling match. I'm kind of, as a wrestling coach and dude like that, I'm excited for this. So Zion Clark, if you don't know who he is, he's a wrestler from Ohio, and he doesn't have any legs. And he ended up making wrestling, doing well in high school, and then going to wrestling college, and it was continuing to overcome adversity, stuff like that. Looks like they're gonna have him doing a wrestling match against an NCAA wrestling champ, so that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm assuming they haven't released the name of the champ. I'm guessing it's gonna be a D2 or D3 guy, so that should be kind of fun actually, for me at least. And a bunch of that a portion of the proceeds from our pay-per-view will be going to his foundation to help him chase his dreams for the 2020 Olympics. So
That'll be pretty sweet.
so it's gonna be a freestyle match. So that's kind of cool. I like that'll be something different. We have Roosevelt Souza representing Fight Sport. Austin Baker from Gracie Baja Phoenix. So that's dudes are coming out for this. It's $10,000 prize, guys. They're going for 10.
Yeah, I hope we get a big
Josh
Oh, yes.
Suter, representing Checkman Olympus Jiu-Jitsu. Roberto Jimenez, that dude's super tough.
And there's just a giant list of guys.
Oh, yes. Sid Scrab from Costa Mesa, Classic Fight Team. That's from out in California. That dude's tough. Garrett Lavaji, that we saw him before. He's a Tom Bless. He's Tom Bless black belt.
Oh, that dude was good.
He was really good. We saw him
Man.
before. Stanley
He made
Rosa.
like one mistake.
Yeah.
Shooting
Stanley
that
Rosa
double.
from Henzo. That dude's good. Gordon Ryan, obviously. Khalil Fadala, we saw him before. He's super
Yep.
Detroit
Little
Jiu-Jitsu.
guy, right?
Yeah, QPR. You know, all these. There's so many good dudes here. It's another guy from 10th Planet Phoenix coming out, Kyle Bohm. Federico Silva. That's Lucas LePride's cousin. He's you know,
I'm sure he's a monster.
crushing. Aaron Harris from Black Hole. Aaron Harris, I've seen him a couple times. Just really, really good. Dante Leon. We know about Dante.
Everybody's knows
It's
Dante
just-
locally.
You know, it's really impressive. I'm really happy to be a part of it. I'm really happy that the prizes are getting bigger and better for people. It's just making a name, I think, and it's really cool to see that we have an avenue for jiu-jitsu for people to make money. You know,
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of shows out there right now, but this one's
No.
local. It's getting bigger.
and that's the part I like too. Is you know, it's not like King of the Mat versus Fight to Win, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want people to do Fight to Win. We want people to do King of the Mat. I just want people to have opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like UFC Bellator or something like that.
Yeah.
We like to have more. The more there is, hey, the more those
And
guys
like
get
me,
paid.
yeah, and UFC Bellator, let's get more big MMA fights. Even though the Bellator fight ended in no contest last night.
Did it?
Yeah,
I fell asleep watching it. What happened?
I guess it was a eye poke and then couldn't go on.
I mean, it looked like Beta was pretty much working him from what I saw.
So,
I kind of figured he would, but
and then, so I don't know what they'll do with that because, like you said, I thought Beta was working too. So
I fell asleep.
it's because you're old.
No, just because I'm old.
Couldn't even tap me. That's how old you are. Maybe your life's wasted on
I'm
this.
just working on scoring points.
Maybe you're in the down. But so that's all we got, guys. I don't know unless you got something else.
That's it.
Browns are losing even by even more now.
Yeah, I think they're down 15-6.
I think it was 18-6.
Could be 18-6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrible. Again,
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee's solid though, so I'm not gonna.
I know nothing about football.
I think Tennessee's favored to win their division, but maybe not.
Oh, good for them.
So,
All right. Well, I
but
think that's it for me.
I just want to talk shit on Brad for a second. The other day, we were doing jiu-jitsu, and Brad was keeping score, even though there's no scoreboards in the gym because it's gym time. I go practicing.
40-0.
We're talking about. And then he told people the score was 40-0. It was not 40-0. Whoever Brad told was the score was 40-0. That is not true.
All right, it was 20.
It was 20-2 at most, maybe 20-20.
That sounds a lot better.
All right, and it sounds way. Look, if you already kicked my ass 20-2, do you really got to lie and say it was 40-0?
That's what I'm saying.
That's some giant old man douchebag shit.
People will believe me now.
Yeah, and then people believe that. And I don't think you ever even beat me that bad ever again. What happened today?
I was a little slow today.
Yeah.
I can only pass to one side. My shin's all messed
Yeah,
up.
because you're old. Maybe your hip will break, and then you won't. What do you?
Rob kicked me literally 3 times. I was thinking, I don't know what, a leg kick, a trip. I don't know what he was doing. He's
Look,
just
I scored.
Bam, bam, over and over.
I don't know what Brad's talking about. I scored a shit ton of points on him today. I might not have won any matches.
Out of how many matches, how many scored points?
Look, I don't even know because it's practice. We're talking about practice.
Practice.
We're not talking about a game.
Practice?
Yeah,
Talking about practice?
Talking about practice. What practice?
Go on. Allen Iverson.
If any of you young bucks haven't seen Allen Iverson talking about practice, you better go YouTube that shit right now.
Yeah. He's pretty funny.
So yeah, I took you. There's a couple times I'm pretty sure it was within 2 points where I could have easily won, but I was just trying to. I didn't want to hurt your feelings and shit. So that's all I got to end.
Maybe within 2 points. I still found a way to win. That last one, when I doubled you, did I double you? I can't remember. I took you down somehow.
I don't recall that. I don't think that's what
You
happened.
coached wrestling. I'm old. I just still took him
I
down.
don't recall that happening. I never said it was good. Those who can't do, teach.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, guys. That's all we got. We'll hopefully have I think I'm going to do a technique video this week. Brad's been telling me I need to do one. I don't know if that's true or not, but I might do it. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be a donating thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, that's it.
Peace.